The government applauds parents and well-wishers, and I want to particularly thank the Giants Group, which has supplied many thermogans to secondary schools, and also to continue thanking the KCB Foundation, UNICEF and CARE, who have partnered with us as far as mask and water is concerned, and also not to forget our own Ministry of Water, with which we have been moving together with the county governments. From our assessment, all learning institutions are using thermogans, and that even today I saw somebody following me at full throttle speed to come and check my own in this school. And when I got where I was going, there was still another one, and I saw another one left at the gate. So.
Apologies for that technical hitch, but CS Magoha at the Fatima Girls High School in Kariobangi meeting education stakeholders checking on the status of education. It's barely a month since the full reopening of schools was announced, and schools, of course, we are told that over 90% of students have been able to resume studies. Of course, he is also checking the compliance of Ministry of Health guidelines in regards to COVID-19 protocols. And just before that technical hitch, he was talking about all schools using the thermogans, and of course, following the Ministry of Health and Education set guidelines when it comes to education matters in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, we'll be getting back to that, and if we are not able to do that, of course, we'll be bringing you a much comprehensive report in our subsequent bulletin. If in case you're joining us, this is News Check. My name is Ben Tronjoe, and we are actually with my colleague, who is Simon Maura, handling the sign language interpretation, and also I'm joined by Bishop David Dhagana, who is the founder of Glory Outreach Assembly. And today we are discussing the state of politics in the country, but we will be focusing a lot on the role of religious institutions in creating harmony, and especially now that we have a lot of political temperatures rising in the country. But before then, let's get back to Fatima Girls High School, where CS Magoha is addressing the press.
And I believe that our trailers are now on the road with the food. It has delayed because we had to follow procurement procedures, and including inspecting, so that you don't pack food which is rotten to go and be eaten with our children. So we have inspected 100%, the way we have said, and I think food should be in schools from this week onwards. And of course, as His Excellency the President had ordered, the issue of fortified porridge for our children in the slums and in the poor areas. Fortified porridge, the fortified porridge has soya, and it has elements and vitamins. It's 10 times better than maize and beans or rice and beans. So the young children in grades 1 to 3 are going to start having their mug of fortified porridge, which should be able to help their brain grow properly, because the brain only grows for a certain period, after which is only the body that grows. The brain has already stopped growing. And if you don't give it the correct nutrition to grow, then the body will be there, but you will not be thinking very much, isn't it? Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I want to just re-emphasize one thing. The government prioritized education as an important aspect of what it is doing, and as a result, money was released to schools, 4.6 billion to primary and 14.9 billion to secondary school. Because of that, we are implementing His Excellency's directive that no child shall be sent home for school fees. Let us not take this for granted. Mwalimu, no child shall be sent home for school fees. Yes. You can manage with your parents. You are healthy. You have legs and transport. Yes. You can visit the home and confirm that this one, they can pay so much. Rather than sending the child home, you go to the home to check which home you are sending the child to. If you are sending the child back to Korogocho, do you think the gates of heaven will be open for you? They will not be open for you. And then we have also said that soon the next tranche of money, this was 50% Belio, isn't it?
25%, we are doing another 25%.
This was 25%. The government, the good government of His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta will make another 25% available as soon as the conditions allow. And you don't want me to explain that to you. Because we are all learned, we all went to school. And we know that once that money is collected as tax, what the president will say that we should give more money to them. So you spend the one you have first. Stop all this noise we are hearing, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, I want to thank every stakeholder by saying, starting with God, who is the most important stakeholder, who has given us his grace and blessing and love, that we are now going into the third week of the opening, and there is no upsurge of corona. Instead, it is going down.
Yes.
So the naysayers should give us a break, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let us just walk together as one nation. And also I'm urging the public workers in this country, like my most humble self, to close their ears from the toxic politics. We are not part of that politics. We implement government policy, and for us, we are likely to be implementing to the young children who are still like angels and have not been corrupted. I want to thank the Fourth Estate also, because since we engaged, I've seen very positive activities. Even if I'm cartooned, it is a cartoon which has a meaning, which is reasonable and which is not. So I want to leave it there unless somebody has a very important question related to what we are doing here. I'll take 2 questions only.
Yeah.
Yes?
Thank you, Waziri. So one of my questions is the International Education Day. We are set to celebrate it in 4 days' time. So I was asking, we have seen efforts as the ministry to ensure every child accesses education. Maybe in general, you let us know for the special needs person on the other end. And then my other question.
No. Respect yourself.
Yeah, I do. The last one.
I will not take it. I said I'll take 2 questions, and you are being very unfair. First of all, you ask a question which is not too relevant, and then you are, yes?
My name is Brian Otieno from
I know you
KTN
were,
News.
yes.
So my question is, what is the government doing about the brutality we've been seeing teachers facing at the hands of children?
Okay, let me start with that one, because that one is more pertinent to our people. I'm a grandfather, and I heard somebody mentioning tough love here today.
Yes, the principal.
The principal mentioned tough love here today. That is what our parents don't give. They don't give even 1% of tough love. What they give is what I would call stupid love. Because my father prepared me to be able to live and become a CS and get all the pressure and the arrows from you, and I don't collapse. But what is happening is that our parents are not listening. It is a very serious societal problem. Okay, I'm answering it because we are government, and the government should take care of everything. But I think it goes back to you. You are too young, maybe you are not married. But if you are, the problem comes back to your house. How are you treating your children? Because now that the schools were open, every car is on the road. Everybody is putting a child in a car taking to school. I had many cars, and you can interview my son if you want. My wife also had many because we love cars. Guess what? My son went to school by bus. He went to school by bus, by school bus. That is what the Kenyans must do in order for this to stop. Because if for 9 months the child has gone home and you are treating him like an egg, and then you expect the principal to instill discipline, what do you think is going to happen? So let us hope that the teachers take care of themselves, and I think the people who are going to go the way the children have gone should be severely punished, irrespective of their age. Because you can't, you are in Form 1. You really are nothing. Why do you want to beat your teacher? So it is a reflection of our society, and it is a very serious issue. Are we together here?
Yes.
So you are part of the answer. It's not just government. And can you spread it through your network? Now, the special needs children are very special to us as a government. In fact, if you are to ask His Excellency the President, he always asks during exams, are you sure you have added them 45 minutes for a paper that a normal person takes for, if a normal person is taking 1 hour, the special needs person requires 1 hour 45 minutes. In terms of infrastructure, Dr. Kipsang, we have a special fund for them that goes directly to them. I can't say that we are doing enough, but compared to the normal child, the government is spending much more on the special child than the normal child. Those challenges will continue to be there because some of them are extremely difficult. You remember, if you are blind, you require braille, different types of braille. It's also important to note that as far as the return to school is concerned, perhaps we are still looking at for a few of the special children. We shall trace them and bring them back to school. But I also then noticed one thing on the streets, which may or may not be relevant. You find people who are using these special kids for trading. It's like they are dropped very early in the morning and they are taken later in the evening. Now, if this is going to affect their schooling, Ngao is here, and Ngao has the police and the CID people. We are going to continue. Are we together? We are going to continue to ensure that our special kids get what is required of them. We start with Kenya first. Right now, Kenya's problem is different from any other country. Once we are ready, the world is a global village. Because even the so-called mighty Rwanda has closed schools. Have we? No. We have not, because we are looking at our own local issues.